Hi everyone, welcome to new class of thermodynamics. This is lecture number 3 and today we are going to solve some fundamental questions of chapter 1. In the chapter 1 we have studied some fundamentals of the thermodynamic. In the start we were studying about the basic properties, then we studied about the state and then process and different type of process. In lecture number 2, at the end of the lecture number 2, we were studying about the pressure. In the topic of pressure, we were checking about how to measure the pressure. In the topic of pressure, if you remember, we defined 4 different type of pressures: the absolute pressure, the gauge pressure, the atmospheric pressure, and the vacuum pressure. The absolute pressure was the total or actual pressure, while the atmospheric pressure was the pressure exerted by the atmosphere, and any pressure which is above the atmospheric pressure is known as gauge pressure. And in any case, if the pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure, then it is called vacuum pressure. There were 2 basic formulas. The first one was, if we have the gauge pressure, then we can easily calculate the absolute pressure, and absolute pressure will be equal to P atmosphere plus P gauge. And in the second formula, if there is vacuum pressure, then we can calculate the absolute pressure, and it will be equal to P absolute is equal to P atmosphere minus P vacuum. Now, here is the first question. The question is, the absolute pressure in water at a depth of 5 meter is read to be 145 kilopascal. Now you have to determine the local atmospheric pressure, and then in second part, the absolute pressure at a depth of 5 meter in another liquid whose specific gravity is 0.85 at the same location. So we have a location where we don't know what is the local atmospheric pressure, but here at the depth of 5 meter we have the absolute pressure of 145 kilopascal somewhere here. If you can see the pointer of my mouse, so this is the absolute pressure. So this is the normal atmosphere and this is the water level. So water is filled somewhere here. So at the depth of 5 meter, the absolute pressure is 145 kilopascal. Now here, if you remember, we have the P atmosphere here. If you are going down from any reference, the pressure will increase, and from any reference, if you are going upside, the pressure will decrease. So right now we have the atmospheric pressure somewhere here, and we are going down up to this point, and we know the absolute pressure or the actual pressure at this point. Actual pressure is equal to 145 kilopascal and the depth is 5 meter, and right now the liquid is water. So we have the absolute pressure, we have the atmospheric pressure, and the pressure is going to increase. So there is no vacuum pressure rather than we have gauge pressure. So the formula will be P atmosphere is equal to P absolute minus P gauge, and P gauge is rho GH. P gauge is rho GH. So it's simply P absolute is P atmosphere plus rho GH, or P atmosphere is equal to P absolute minus rho GH. Now we know what is the P absolute value minus the density value for the water is 1000. You have to remember it. The density of the water, the density value of the water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Then we have the value of G, which is 9.81, and then we have H, which is 5 meter. So we have 145 kilopascal, this one. So absolute pressure is simply 145 kilopascal minus rho value, the 1000 kilogram per meter cube for water. Then we have G value, which is 9.81. Then we have H, which is 5 meter. Now here, if you can see, I have divided this whole term by 1000 because we have the pressure in term of kilopascal. So this is kilo, so you have to make this one as kilo. That's why I'm dividing by 1000. If you are not going to divide by 1000, then you have to multiply this one 145 times 1000. You have to multiply 145 by 1000, and then you can easily solve this one. So right now I'm not going to multiply here, so I'm going to divide and making this term in term of kilopascal. So 145 minus this whole value, and ultimately you will get 96 kilopascal. So 96 kilopascal is the atmospheric pressure at this location. 96 kilopascal atmospheric pressure. Now atmospheric pressure doesn't change. It will change depending upon the weather condition, but as you can see in the second part, is asking about to find the absolute pressure at a depth of 5 meter in a liquid whose specific gravity is 0.85 at the same location. So we are assuming that in part B, because we have the same location, the atmospheric pressure is 96 kilopascal. Now in part B we have to solve it again, and assuming that we have the atmospheric pressure of 96 kilopascal, and we have to find the absolute pressure at the depth of 5 meter, but we have another liquid whose specific gravity is 0.85. So it means we have to use the same formula for part B, but here you can see its specific gravity. This is Hg value, which is equal to 0.85. So first of all, we have to find the density value for this liquid. How we can find the density value? Simply the specific gravity is the ratio of the density of the fluid divided by the density of the water, and the density of water is 1000. So we can easily calculate the density of the fluid, and it will be equal to the specific gravity times the density of the water. So we have 0.85, which is this one, times the density of the water, which is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So the density of the liquid is 850 kilogram per meter cube. So we have new density, we have new liquid, so we will get a new absolute pressure. Now you can see I have rewritten the formula in terms of P absolute, because in this case I am going to find out the P absolute. So P absolute is simply P atmosphere plus rho GH. So I know what is the P atmosphere value, which is 96 kilopascal. The density value is 850, G is 9.81, and H is 5 meter. So here simply putting the values 96 kilopascal for P atmosphere plus the 850 for rho, 9.81 for G, and H for 5 meter, and you will get 137.77 kilopascal. So we have a new absolute pressure at a depth of 5 meter when the atmospheric pressure was 96 kilopascal. But because the density is different, so you are getting different pressure value, which is the actual value or the absolute value. So absolute value is basically depending on the gauge pressure as well. Atmospheric pressure in both cases is same. Now moving to another question. So here we have an airplane. The pilot of an airplane reads the altitude 3000 meter and the absolute pressure of 58 kilopascal when flying over a city. Let's suppose the city is Karachi. Now calculate the local atmospheric pressure in that city in kilopascal and in millimeter of Hg. Basically millimeter of Hg is like we can represent the pressure in different units. So millimeter of Hg is simply another unit. Now here you have to take the density of the air and the mercury to be 1.15 kilogram per meter cube and 13,600 kilogram per meter cube respectively. Now the question is, there is an airplane which is at the height of 3000 meter and the absolute pressure is 58 kilopascal. So you can see here we have a sketch. So there is a city and there is a plane at a height of 3000 meter, and right now the absolute pressure is 58 kilopascal somewhere here at a height of 3000 meter. Basically with this reference, because we have to find the local atmospheric pressure in this city. So basically we are moving up with respect to this city. So the pressure will decrease if we are moving upward. So pressure is going to decrease from here to here. And we have the simple formula. The P absolute is equal to P atmosphere plus rho GH. Now remember, this is P atmosphere plus rho GH. In any case, if you're moving up, then you will use the negative H value. So it will be P atmosphere minus rho GH. Or if you're going down, then you will use the plus value for H. So it will be P atmosphere plus rho GH. So in this case, you are moving upward. So simple formula is this one. P atmosphere is equal to P absolute plus rho GH. This plus is due to the negative sign of H because you are moving upward. So you have to remember that the pressure will decrease. So P absolute will be P atmosphere plus rho GH, but H is negative, so it will be P atmosphere minus rho GH. So if you are going to shift, so it will be P atmosphere is equal to P absolute plus rho GH. This is most important thing for this type of questions. So please remember, the pressure will decrease if you're moving upward and the pressure will increase if you're moving downward. So it will be P absolute equal to P atmosphere plus rho GH, and in some cases it will be P absolute equal to P atmosphere minus rho GH. You will use minus sign when you are going upward and you will use the positive sign when you are moving downward. So right now, because we are moving upward, so it will be P atmosphere minus rho GH is equal to P absolute. So rearranging the equation, P atmosphere is equal to P absolute plus rho GH. Now the problem is, in the question we have two different densities value. The one density is for mercury and the second density is for air. So here either we can use the density of air or mercury. So basically here if you can see, there is no mercury field between the airplane and the city. Basically we have air, there is no mercury. So please do not use the mercury value to find out the absolute pressure or the atmospheric pressure in this question. So right now we have to use the air because air is filled between this airplane and this city. So here we have the absolute value, which is 58 kilopascal, plus density of the air, which is 1.15 kilogram per meter cube, times G value, which is 9.81, times H, which is 3000 in this case, and dividing by 1000 to make this whole terms in term of kilopascal. Then we can easily add kilopascal plus kilopascal. Otherwise, if you're not going to divide this one by 1000, then you will get around like 58 point something, which is wrong. Make sure you have the same units before you are going to add these two terms. So this is 58 kilopascal plus the whole term divided by 1000 to make this one into kilopascal, and then you can easily add these terms. So you will get 91.84 kilonewton per meter square or 91.8 kilopascal. Newton per meter square and pascal both have the same meanings. Both have same units. Like 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 1 Pascal. Now remember one more thing. Whenever you are going to solve any question, you have to mention the units. Please remember, you have to mention the units when you are solving any type of question. Right now we have the atmosphere is equal to 91.8 kilopascal. If you are not going to write the units, then there will be a problem, because it can be 91.8 kilometer, it can be 91.8 joule, so it can be anything, which is wrong. You have to mention the proper unit, otherwise your answer will be wrong. Now in the question, if you remember, there was one more thing. Calculate the local atmospheric pressure, which is 91.8 kilopascal. Now you have to find the pressure in terms of kilopascal, as well as you have to find the same pressure in millimeter of Hg, millimeter of Hg, which is mercury. So now you have to use the density value of the mercury to find out the pressure in term of millimeter of Hg. So how we can use it? Simple thing is, we have the formula for the gauge pressure or simple pressure. The pressure is simply rho gh. We have the pressure, which is rho gh. If we have the same pressure, which is 91.8 kilopascal, and you have to find the mercury column height, so it will be rho gh. So I can simply find out what is the height for the mercury for the same pressure. So it will be P atmosphere is equal to 91.8 divided by rho for the mercury, which is 13,600 times 9.81, and this is in term of kilo, so I'm just multiplying with this one, kilo. So you will get an answer of 0.688 meter of Hg. It will be 0.688 meter, but normally we have to show in term of millimeter, so you have to multiply with 1000 to get the answer in millimeter of Hg. So here we can see we have two thousands. One is this one is due to this kilo, and we have one more 1000, and this 1000 is to convert the value of H from meter to millimeter. So we have 688 millimeter of Hg, or you will get 0.688 meter of Hg. Both have the same meanings. So normally we can represent the pressure value either in kilopascal or in millimeter of Hg as well. So these two questions were related to the basic formulas of the PA absolute. Now moving forward, now we have a YouTube manometer. This is simple YouTube manometer. The question is, the gauge pressure of the air in the tank shown in the figure is measured to be 80 kilopascal. So we have a gauge pressure somewhere here, and it's reading 80 kilopascal. Now determine the differential height H of mercury column. So we have this one. You can see we have the H value, and we have to find what is the H value. And it is filled from here up to here. So we have a tank. So we have the air here, and the pressure of the air is 80 kilopascal, and this 80 kilopascal is gauge pressure. It is not absolute pressure. It is not absolute pressure. And there is a U-tube manometer which is attached to this tank. Now you can see this end is opened to atmospheric pressure. Sorry. Now you can see this end is open to atmospheric pressure. We have oil having specific gravity of 0.72. It is filled up to a height of 75 centimeter. Then we have mercury from here up to here, and then it's moving down and going up as well. And then from here up to here, up around like 30 centimeter, it is filled with water. And then from here to here we have the air. Right now the pressure is 80 kilopascal, and this one is atmospheric pressure. Remember, in the case of manometer, if there is no atmospheric pressure given in the question, then please do not assume any value. Please do not assume any value. Now the question is how we can solve this one. It's very easy. You can start from here or you can start from here. It's up to you. You can start from either ends, either from here or from this one. In both cases, you have to reach from one point to the other point, and you have to move along the way to reach up to this point. For this type of question, you have to remember the basic fundamental that the pressure will increase if you are moving upward from any reference. The pressure will decrease if you're moving downward from any reference, and the pressure will remain constant at the same level for the same liquid. For the same liquid, if you have the same liquid, then the pressure at the same level will be same. Now we have this one. So I'm going to write the equation. Either we can start from here or we can start from here. So if you can see here, I'm going to start from this point. Let's suppose this one is point number 1, which is this one, P1. So we have P1. This whole section is filled with air. So the pressure here will be same as the pressure here. So pressure at this point is equal to P1. Now, because I've started from here, so I have to reach up to this point. So right now I'm here. Simply assume that you are swimming or you are playing a video game. You have to jump from here, you have to go down, down, and then you have to go up. So right now you are here and the pressure is P1, and this P1 is basically absolute pressure. Now with respect to this reference, you have to go down. So if you are going down, the pressure will increase, and the pressure will increase with an amount of rho gh. So the pressure is going to increase from here up to here. So we have rho of the water times g times h of water, and this h is equal to 30 centimeter or 0.3 meter. So we have the value of h equal to 0.3 meter. So basically the pressure is going to increase So I have put the plus sign because pressure is going to increase, so you have to add. So P1 plus rho gh up to this point. Now after this point you are going down again. So we have mercury here. So if you are going down up to this point, and then you have to go up from here to here as well. So this plus and this negative will cancel out each other, or the pressure at the same level for the same liquid will be same. So I can say the pressure here will be same as the pressure here, because we are at the same level and we have the same fluid, which is mercury. So the pressure here will be equal to the pressure here. So you are here and you have the pressure which is equal to P1 plus rho GH. Now you have to move upward now. So you are going up from here. So when you are going to up from here, so you have to use the negative sign because the pressure will decrease if you are going up. So it's simply rho GH from here up to here. And you can see it's minus rho GH, and I'm using the Hg for mercury because we have water, oil and mercury. So I'm just mentioning that this term is for mercury. So rho GH for mercury. So you are somewhere here and you have to reach up to this point. So still you have to go upward. So when you're going up, negative sign minus rho GH for this oil section. So we have rho oil GH oil, and then you are somewhere here which is equal to atmosphere pressure. So this one is equal to P atmosphere. So we have P1 absolute pressure here plus rho GH due to water, then jumping from here to here and going upward, which is equal to minus rho GH for mercury, and then we have the minus rho GH for oil up to here, and then we have P atmosphere. Now in this question there is no P atmosphere given, and I told you please do not assume the P atmosphere value. Do not assume the P atmosphere value. If I'm going to shift this P atmosphere from here to here, so it will be P1 minus P atmosphere. P1 minus P atmosphere. So rearranging, so it will be P1 minus P atmosphere, and I can shift all this term here. So you have to simply change the sign. So plus plus and then negative. Now P absolute minus P atmosphere is equal to the gauge pressure. The P absolute minus P atmosphere is equal to the gauge pressure, and the gauge pressure is given, which is 80 kilopascal. So this whole term is 80 kilopascal. That's why I was saying that please do not assume atmospheric pressure, or rather simply shift this one into gauge pressure. So this one is 80 kilopascal. The whole term is 80 kilopascal equal rho of oil. So here if you can see, for oil the specific gravity is given, which is 0.72. So in order to get the density value, you have to multiply with 1000. So Sg is equal to 0.72 times 1000, then you will get 720 kilogram per meter cube for this oil. Then G value 9.81, H is equal to 0.75 meter because you have to put the values in term of meter, plus rho of mercury, which is 13600, times G times H. You have to find the H value, the height of mercury, minus rho of water. Rho of water will not be given in the question. You have to remember it. The density value of the water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Then we have G, which is 9.81, and again the H value, which is 30 centimeter or 0.3 meter. So if you're going to put all the values, then you will have only one unknown, which is the H value for mercury. So by solving this one, this is P1 minus P atmosphere, which is P1 gauge, and rearranging this one, you will get H is equal to 0.582 meter. Simply you have to rearrange and then you have to put the values. So this is 80 kilopascal. So please write down like 80, then multiply with the 1000 value. 80 multiply with 1000. equal, this is 720, 9.81, we have 0.75 plus 13600 times 9.81 times h, we have to find the h, minus 1000 times 9.81 times 0.3. When you will solve this one, you will get 0.582 meter. So remember the basic, that the pressure will increase if you're going downward, the pressure will decrease if you're going down, if the pressure will decrease if you're going upward, and the pressure will remains constant if you are at the same level for within the same liquid. Now moving forward, we have another manometer. Now in this case, if you see, we have multi-fluid manometers. We have different fluids inside this container or in this manometer, and we have the multi-fluid shape. So we have like this is U and this is inverted U, and then again we have this shape. In this case, the water tank is pressurized by air. This water is pressurized by the air, and the pressure is made by a multi-fluid manometer as shown in the figure. Determine the gauge pressure of the air. The gauge pressure of the air in the tank if sorry for this one, uh, the values of heights are given in the question. H1, H2 and H3 are given. By mistake I didn't put here. I'll give you the values. So if the values of H1, H2 and H3 are already given, so you have to find the gauge pressure here, gauge pressure of the air. Now again, if you see, the atmospheric pressure is not given. The atmospheric pressure is not given. That's why he's asking to find the gauge pressure rather than the absolute pressure. Now, this is your point number 1. This is point number 2. You can start from here or you can start from here. It's up to you. If I'm going to start from point number 1, so simply it will be P1, which is P absolute of the air at point number 1. I can solve this one on here. So we have P1. Now you have to move downward. So it will be P1 minus rho g H1 up to here, minus rho g because you plus rho g H1 because you are moving downward. So we have P1 plus rho g H1 up to this point, From here, I can easily jump from here to here, from this point to this point, because in the whole section water is filled and the pressure at the same level will be same. So the pressure here will be same as the pressure here. So we have P1 plus rho GH due to water. Moving upward, we have oil. So it will be minus rho GH1. Then we have this one. Then we have this one. We have this one. We have this one. So if I'm moving from here up to here, I have to use a negative sign because I'm moving upward from this reference. And when I'm moving from here up to here, I have to use a positive sign, and in both cases the pressure will be rho gh. So this will cancel out each other because the pressure here for the oil at the oil surface will be equal to the pressure here, somewhere here. So I can easily jump from here to here, neglecting all this portion because the pressure here will be same as the pressure here. So we have simply P1 plus rho g H1. Then I'm going to jump from here to here using the water column, and then I'm going to jump from this oil surface to here because we have the same oil surface up to this point. Now I'm somewhere here and I have to reach here, so I'm going downward. So it will be plus rho g H2, rho g H2 up to this point. up to this point. So I'm going to use this height. So rho g h2 up to this point. So we have P1 plus rho g h1 plus rho g h2. So I am somewhere here. Now from here I can easily jump and I can reach here, because this pressure increase will be equal to this pressure decrease, so it will cancel out each other. So I'm somewhere here, so I'm going up, so it will be, now I'm going up, so it will be negative of rho gh, rho of the mercury g and then h3, and the whole equation will be equal to P atmosphere, like this one. So if P1 plus rho gh1 due to water plus rho gh2 due to oil, then we have minus rho gh3 due to mercury equal to P atmosphere. The P atmosphere value is not given, so I'm just rearranging the equation and I'm making this one P1 minus P atmosphere, and it will be equal to P gauge, like this one, P1 minus P atmosphere. And then simply I'm going to solve this one, because I have to find the gauge pressure. I have to find the gauge pressure, and all the values are given. G is given, density of mercury is given, H is given, water value, you have to remember it, the density value of the oil is given, all values are given. Simply we don't know the gauge pressure, so simply just put the values in the equation and then you will get the answer. And the answer is around 56.9 kilopascal. So the density, the height values are already given. So it's like 46 meter for H1, 0.2 meter for H2, and then sorry, this is for H1 and this is for H2 and this is for H3. So just using this one, H1, H2 and H3 are given, and density values are also given in the question. This is due to some mistake I didn't put here. So I'll provide you the actual question. Simply remember, you have to simply start from any point. You can start from either here or you can start from here and simply add or subtract the pressures and rewrite and simply write the equation and then solve it. If you can write this equation, the rest is you have to simply put the values. Simply you have to put the values and you will get the answers. So in this question, we have the gauge pressure of 56.9 kilopascal. Now moving moving to next question. Now you can see here we have a 10-meter high cylindrical container is filled with equal volumes of water and oil. The pressure difference between the top and the bottom of the container is to be determined. The pressure difference between the top and the bottom of the container is to be determined. So we have a container which is 10-meter high, a cylindrical container. This container is filled with equal volumes of the water and oil. So it's mean up to 5 meter we have one liquid, and remaining 5 meter it is filled with another liquid. In any case, if it is not mentioned that if it is not mentioned that either water is filled downside or oil is filled upside, remember the fluid having low density will be on top side. The fluid having lower density will be on top side. So right now we have the oil, and oil has the density of 850 kilogram per meter cube. This Sg is given, which is 0.85. So you have to multiply with the 1000, you will get 850 kilogram per meter cubes. And we have the water here. Water has the density of 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So 1000 kilogram per meter cube is heavier. So water will be on bottom side while oil is on top side. So right now we have this one. Oil is filled up to a height of 5 meter and remaining 5 meter is filled with the water, and you have to find the pressure difference between the top and the bottom of the container. So assuming we have the pressure here which is P1 or P top, and we have the pressure here which is P bottom. At the top we have P top and we have P bottom. Simply we have P top and then we are moving downward. So it will be P top plus rho GH due to this oil, and then we have the P gauge or rho GH due to this water, and it will be equal to P bottom. Sorry for this one. Now you can see here the P top plus rho GH due to oil plus rho GH due to water equal to P bottom. So the difference between top and bottom is equal to the change due to pressure, the change in the pressure due to oil plus change in the water due to water. So simply we have rho GH due to oil plus rho GH due to water, and then we can easily get what is the P top minus P bottom. So rho is given, G value is given, H value is given, plus all values are given. Simply you can put all these values and then you will get the answer in term of Pascal, or you can divide by 1000 and you will get in term of kilopascal. Remember that the SI unit is Pascal, not the kilopascal. So the answer will be, if you are going to solve this one, you will get in term of Pascal. It will be around like 90. It will be more than like 90,000 and something, and then simply you are going to divide by 1000, and you will get 90.7 kilopascal. Now in this way, you can easily solve the manometric questions. In any case, you can contact me. We will have a live session in the first week. So if you have any query, you can contact me either by email, or you can leave your message on your G Suite classroom. Thank you.